Welcome to AP Spray Arts.
Hey guys, thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're into it. It's that time of year again, the spooky time of year. Days are getting shorter, nights getting longer, it's a little cooler and stuff. And of course we got Halloween coming up. So it's a time where all kinds of spooky things come out and we get excited about what's happening. So perfect time to check out this spooky painting. At least to me it's a little spooky. So I had this painting before of a waterfall. It was in black and white. A long painting with a whole lot of different waterfalls to it. And this one lady really liked it, and she was trying to convince her husband to buy it. And he, covered in tattoos, liked skulls. So he asked if he could do it with a skull in it. So I thought, you know what, I'll give it a try. So I started making the skull. There's the eyes and the nose and a stupid mouth. It makes sense later on. So of course I did this painting, and then they ended up not wanting it because he really didn't want to buy a painting, but somebody bought it a little while later on. So all turned out good. But for a while, this painting scared my wife. She loves scary movies. I don't. And a long time ago we watched, I believe it was called The Grudge. There's a kid with a white face and screams, and there's this woman demon thing that crawls around. It scared us for a while. Even though we predicted everything that was going to happen during the movie, afterwards, it scared us. So this kind of bugged her, the fact that there was eyes looking out of these waterfalls. So let's talk about scary stuff. What scares you? I'll go first. Chickens. I'm not a big fan of chickens. They used to chase me when I was a kid, so I'm not a big fan of them. I can go around them now. So we had some chickens for a little while, and I was okay. Horses. Not a big fan of horses. Last horse I was around headbutted me and knocked me on my butt. So not a big fan of those guys. The big thing I'm afraid of, though, is the dark. Don't like the dark. Yes, I'm 50, and I don't like the dark. What's your point? I have two things going against me as far as the dark goes. One is very overactive imagination. Been writing murder mysteries for a long time, so I'm always thinking about the bad things. And number two is I'm an extreme overthinker. If you don't know anything about overthinkers, we often will think of the worst possible thing that could possibly happen in any situation. For instance, at nighttime, I go and I'm the one who... Sorry for that. I'm the one who goes and turns off the lights at night. I'm the last person to go to bed. So, in that second between I turn off the light and I flick the button on my phone for the screen to light up, I will picture somebody in a white mask about to grab me. And I know it's not going to happen. I know nobody's there. I've looked around everywhere before I go to bed. But that is what I will picture just moments before I flick my phone on. And then the person isn't there. But then I quickly have to get in my room. And when I go into the bedroom, because of our dog situation, I have to open the door and then get in quickly. I picture somebody behind the door, somebody in there doing something to my wife. Not a good thing. And I would just picture whatever is possibly bad. I know that it's not real and not going to happen, but that is what I picture in my head. On other notes, does anybody notice that my waterfall kind of reminds me of that Gorillaz group from the 90s, 2000s, whatever it was? So yeah, I picture the most scariest thing ever, and that is what happens in almost every event because of my overthinking. Every time I go anywhere or do anything, I will picture whatever is possibly bad could happen. Which is why I love Halloween, but I also hate Halloween. Like, I love the idea of a haunted house and the fact that you go through and you're going to get scared and there's people jumping out at you and everything. but I'm also kind of terrified to go into them. I went into someone out when my kids were kids because they were kids and they wanted to go through. And it scared me. I haven't been to one since. The best one was they had done it outside. The weather had been nice for October, so they did this haunted forest thing, and you had all kinds of things jumping out at you in the dark. And my son kind of screamed, and he kind of pulled me through the thing as fast as we could go. And that was fun, scary, and then my overactive imagination went crazy afterwards. So maybe I'll try going to some this year. Try and get to something spooky. And then, of course, there's movies. I don't like scary movies. I will watch them after the fact. I will watch them when I can control what's going on, but still doesn't mean I like them, and it doesn't mean my brain is not going to be going nuts afterwards. I've seen Nightmare on Elm Street. I've seen some Halloween and some other stuff, and I'm just not a big fan of really scary things. So let's talk about scary movies. What kind of scary movies set you off? What kind of scary movies freak you out and make you afraid of the dark? Is it the slasher movies of the 80s? The guy who's always in the dark, always there, could seem to catch up to you by just walking? Is it the jump scare movies where you get a whole lot of stuff coming out at you? Or is it the stuff that makes you really think? And what scary movies have the best scares or the best ending? For me, the best ending to a scary movie would be the first Saw movie. Some say they could predict it. I could not predict that one at all. I think it had the best ending of any scary movie out there. I'm not gonna spoil it in case somebody hasn't seen it, but it kind of just freaked me out. And it's like, oh my, no way. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. So back to my painting for a sec. We got the waterfall coming down. It does look like my face has some bangs coming in, and here comes the little tree. I tried to go. It was a skull at the beginning. It turned out to be more of a face, just kind of in the waterfall, as if something's watching you. But I still think it turned out pretty cool. And here I come in, different layers of the trees, yellows, some oranges, I think, in there. Trying to multi-layer up the leaves. And if you want to know what I was using a bounty napkin for the leaves. It's one of the best things to do to make a but a cheap brush. And then I thought, why not do a little character? So here's a meditating guy in front of the waterfall, not knowing that he's being watched by the spirit of the waterfall, we could say. So in this scary season, I hope everybody out there is going to be safe. Hope the kitties are going to be safe. Watch out for them. They're running all over the place. They're so hopped up on candy, they don't know what's going on. And try and get out there and get scared a little bit. Have some fun with it, though. A bad scare is never a good one. But Siggy in the bottom, let me know what you guys think of this one. And here's my little friend. Thank you for watching AP Spray Art.